Today I'm going to show you how to remove a transmission from a 2004 to 2008 Ford F-150. This is about the same for a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive. If you have a two-wheel drive model, you don't have to worry about the transfer case. Everything else is about the same. Also, no front drive shaft. This is a very big job. It is not for the light of heart. Here's some footage of a cat to calm you down. The best way to do this and to not get overwhelmed is to break it down into smaller portions. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pull out the drive shafts. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take out the transfer case. The next thing that we're going to do is take out the starter. And then after that, we're going to pull the torque converter nuts, and then we're going to pull the bell housing bolts. Until you're actually pulling the bell housing bolts, you're not really pulling the transmission. So if you break it down into smaller jobs, it can help keep you from being overwhelmed. It's really not a terrible job. It is quite involved, and it can be quite scary if you've never done it before. So take your time, keep track of where everything goes, get a little socket organizer to put all your sockets in, and a part organizer to put all your bolts in, and keep everything organized, and you'll be all right. Here are all the tools that you will need. Some sockets, some deep well and shallow well of the same sizes, specifically a 12.12 millimeter for the drive shaft bolts, a hammer, some wrenches, some prying instruments, some extensions. The 1/2-inch impact is helpful but not necessary. You will also need a transmission jack, which I don't have displayed here, unless you happen to be incredibly strong and willing to lift transfer cases and transmissions just by yourself. Please don't actually try that, you will hurt yourself. The sizes for all of the sockets and wrenches are as follows. So 8, 13, 15, 13, 15, 18, 14, what is that? 13, 12.12, 10, 8. Wrenches 18, 16, 14, 13 ratchet. The only thing we have to do from the top of the truck is we have to disconnect the negative battery cable from the battery. Should be an 8 millimeter nut, and that cable should just pull right off. The next thing we're going to pull is the drive shafts. All 12 of these bolts are going to be 12.12 millimeter bolts. It's very much helpful to use an impact. And sometimes they can get stuck on and you have to hit them with a hammer. Happens from time to time. It's also useful to put the transmission in neutral so you can rotate the drive shaft while you're taking the bolts out. The next thing here is the undercover shield / skid plate, whatever. These are 13 millimeter bolts. Should be 4 of them. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the heat shield here from the transmission crossmember. There's going to be 2 10 millimeter bolts. They can be kind of hard to see. I tried to show you where they are. Next up, we are going to remove the exhaust mount from the transmission crossmember. These are also going to be 10 millimeter bolts. Why? Next step, we're going to loosen the fasteners here, holding the transmission crossmember. The bolt will be a 15 millimeter, and the nut on the back side will be an 18. You have to hold that side with a wrench while you turn the other side. The 2 fasteners going to the actual transmission crossmember holding to the trans are also 18 millimeter. And then we're going to jack up the transmission to get the weight and the load off of the crossmember here. It's going to make getting the bolts out and taking the crossmember out actually easier. Just pull the bolts out. Sometimes it's helpful to walk them out with the impact. If they can get a little kinked or there's still a little bit of pressure on them, it can help pull it out. Up next, we're going to disconnect the electrical connector from the transfer case. Just a little tab to push on here. They can get kind of stuck. If you push the connector back closed a little bit and wiggle it around a bit, it can help free it up if it's stuck together. And now we're going to support the transfer case. And then we're going to take all of the bolts holding the transfer case to the back of the transmission out. These are all 13 millimeters. They are some of the only bolts that have Loctite on them, and they're pretty tight. So you're going to need a short ratchet wrench to make things quick. You can do it with a regular box end wrench. It just takes forever, and your arms will be killing you afterwards. And then we take the transfer case out. Be careful with it, because it can fall. It's a bit of a weird shape. It can be kind of hard to keep it on the jack properly. It's probably best to use two people and honestly just take it out by hand. But if you're by yourself, you can do it with a jack. It can be hard to strap it to the jack, so I normally don't, but maybe you should if you're worried about dropping it on your head. Next up, we're going to work on the starter. You're going to need a bunch of different length extensions. I actually use some 1/4 inch to 3/8 adapters to make some like very short extensions, and 13 millimeter sockets. So some short sockets and some long sockets and some medium sockets. You basically gotta have to play around with it. There's not a whole lot of space here. You can get to them all, but you need to get the right length extension on them to be able to get them out. Once you get all the bolts out, there is just barely enough room between the starter and the motor mount to be able to move the starter out of the way. You pull it towards the motor mount, and it takes a little fiddly and some wiggling, but you can get it out of the bell housing and out of the way. And for the sake of this video, we're going to leave all the wiring connected to the starter. It's not actually going anywhere. It's going to stay right where it is. Now we're on to working on the transmission. The two fasteners that hold on the little heat shield here, or cover at the bottom of the bell housing here, are 13 millimeter nuts. They're bolts, not nuts, but you know what I meant. Up next, we're going to take the transmission dipstick out. There's an 18 millimeter bolt up there by the exhaust. It's kind of hard to see. I couldn't show you while I was removing it, so I showed it to you first. Get a long extension, you can get to it pretty easily through the fender liner. Up next, we're going to pull the dipstick out. It can be stuck in there sometimes, and it's kind of hard to get two hands on it, but just keep wiggling it and moving it around. It should pop up. We're actually going to leave it in the car. We're not going to pull it out at all. We're just going to pull it up out of the trans and leave it kind of in that area, floating. Next up, we're going to do the torque converter nuts. These are some of the hardest ones to get out. It's useful if you have a ratchet wrench, a 14 millimeter with an extended like collar on it. The regular box end wrench won't quite fit quite enough, and a socket wrench can actually get stuck on it. So try to play around with different wrenches and find one that works. But you can turn the motor with a flat head through the little inspection hole there. Next thing we've got to take off are the fasteners here for the shift linkage. Two little 10 millimeter bolts. Up next, we've got to disconnect the electrical connector from the back of the transmission. It's kind of hard to see. One little tab on it, it should pull straight up. Next thing we got to do is get the transmission cooler lines off. I believe these are 16 millimeters. And you're going to need an open end wrench to get on them. You can use a line wrench if you're worried about them. These were not super tight, so they did not need a line wrench. They're kind of fiddly, and they take a while, but you can eventually get them off. And now we're on to bell housing bolts. So we supported the transmission, and we ended up strapping it down here briefly and pulled all the bell housing bolts out. And that's it. Transmission is loose. Give it some wiggling. Pull the tail shaft there towards the driver's side, and you should be able to get past the exhaust without actually removing the exhaust at all. You may have to push on the exhaust a little bit, maybe pry on it to get it past it, but it should come right past. There's a few components you got to take off the transmission before we switch to the other one. Both of the adapters for the transmission cooler lines. These are both 18s. And strap down to the truck. We got to pull off the transmission mount here. These, I believe, are 13s, either 13s or 15s. And we got to pull off the shift lever here. And then we're going to keep our neutral safety switch as well. The shift lever is a 15, and then all the little nuts here on the neutral safety switch and the 2 speed sensors are also 8 millimeters. The speed sensors can be a little tricky sometimes to get out. Just keep pushing on them and twisting them, and they should pop right out. Make sure the O-rings come with them. Reassembly is just the opposite of these instructions. It's pretty straightforward. Now, if you happen to misplace your bolts, or you just threw them all in a bucket and didn't keep them separated or organized at all, stick around for the next part. I will go through each bolt and what it looks like, what it goes to, and that way you can help match everything back up. Pay attention, the bell housing bolts do have 2 different patterns. One has threads that go almost all the way up and one does not. The ones that have fewer threads go on the very top of the bell housing. The ones with more threads go on the sides.
Shift lever nut. This is the fastener for that speed sensor, fastener for that speed sensor. These are the fasteners for the park neutral switch. These are the fittings for the cooler lines. These are the fasteners here for the trans mount. These are the nuts for the trans mount. These are the bolts here for the exhaust mount. These are the fasteners for this cover on the bell housing. This is the fastener that holds the dipstick tube. These are for the crossover pipe, the tranny mount crossover pipe. These here hold the metal skid plate cover. These here hold the heat shield from the exhaust. These are for the shift linkage bracket. These are the transfer case bolts. These are the bell housing bolts, target rotor nuts, drive shaft bolts, and these are all the starter bolts and the nut for the starter. So 14s, 13s, 10s, 13s, 12 points, 10s, 15s, 18s, 13s, 18, 13s, 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 18s, 10, 10, oh, 8, 8, 8, 8, 15. Easy.
All right, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you get your project done, and hopefully it helped you not stress so much about it. It's really not all that hard. It's all just nuts and bolts. If you haven't already started, just be careful. Don't drop anything on yourself. You don't need a lift to do it. You can do it on the ground with jack stands and jacks. It's just harder. You don't need a 1/2 inch impact to do it. You can do it with hand tools. It's just harder and it just takes longer. So take your time, be careful, don't get hurt, and have a good time. See you guys next time.